Governor Wes Moore testified to the General Assembly about the state's troubled budget yesterday.
The state is currently facing nearly a $3 billion budget deficit. CTV's Michaela Newton is in Annapolis for day 2 of the testimony.
Governor Wes Moore testified before the House Appropriation and Ways and Means Committee in support of the 2025 Budget Reconciliation and Financing Act. Moore, who unveiled his proposal last month, emphasized the serious financial challenges ahead, partly due to federal budget cuts under the new Trump administration. He expressed concern over the impact of Washington's cuts.
We have to be good stewards of Maryland taxpayer dollars, and I think that's exactly what this administration is showing, why for the 3rd year in a row we've actually introduced a budget that is smaller than the year before in terms of general funds. That hasn't happened in over a decade.
Maryland is already facing a $3 billion budget deficit, and Moore's plan calls for $2 billion in cuts along with revenue increases targeting higher income earners, state fees, and delivery taxes. While some Democratic lawmakers support the plan, others have raised concerns about proposed cuts, particularly in higher education and programs for individuals with disabilities.
What we're seeing with the department right now are denials of everything.
So essentially these proposed cuts would mean that services wouldn't be available for people with disabilities.
Correct.
Republican lawmakers, meanwhile, argue that the plan won't do enough to attract businesses and will harm residents.
I'm going to work with anybody and everybody, and I will look at any and all options to make sure that we can grow this economy and that we can make Maryland more business friendly, that we can give middle-class Marylanders a tax cut because middle-class Marylanders need some tax relief, and we're going to make sure we're investing in our people.
With the state constitution requiring a balanced budget by April 7th, lawmakers now have just over a month to make decisions that will shape Maryland's financial future. In Annapolis, I'm Michaela Newton for CTV News.
Michaela, thank you for that report. And Maryland Comptroller Brooke Learman was in Prince George's County Thursday to discuss the early successes of this year's tax season. Joined by Representative Steny Hoyer and County Councilwoman Wanika Fisher, Comptroller Learman visited the Department of Social Services, meeting with workers and giving a report on the effectiveness of Maryland's new adopted tax system, Direct File.
We've seen high satisfaction rates of those who have filed across the country. 98% of people who use Direct File report being satisfied or very satisfied using Direct File. They can save time with the option in Direct File to import existing information into their federal and state tax returns. They can access the site on their smartphones. They can engage with the platform in English and in Spanish, and they can file without paying for the privilege with their hard-earned money.
And Maryland is now one of 25 states who have adopted Direct File.